assembly or something, and they had a guy there playing the cello, and they said it was a cool instrument because I think they needed more people playing the cello, and I was like, oh, I should do that, so I did.
I've never met anyone with such a passion for something, yeah.
The enforcer. I met the enforcer in 7th grade. I'll admit I didn't like him. I did more with him as the years went on because he started joining more and more music programs that I was part of. Initially, he was just part of the orchestra. I think in 8th grade, he joined band, and that's when I really actually met him.
I guess, like, obviously it starts in middle school, it started with orchestra, and I remember Jason came in and, like, started talking about, like, chamber orchestra and marching band, and I just wanted to try out marching band and orchestra, I guess.
The music program here at Mountain View, I've been a part of for 4 years, and I stuck with a music program all the way through middle school, got to Mountain View, and I've kept at it.
I think I met him at the band bash. He was, I don't know how the conversation started, but I don't know what the conversation was about, but that's all I remember from meeting him. And then I saw him at the new marcher training. It's just like, oh, he's a drum major?
I kind of thought like I'd meet more people that were as crazy about music as I was, but that kind of backfired because nobody else is really doing this.
I guess it's just kind of surprising to see how someone is so dedicated to music. Like, I've just never really seen someone that dedicated to anything before.
I think it was just because they made it sound a lot cooler than it is.
It used to be more his way or the highway, which his way was doable, but not one that a lot of people actually accomplished. So his kind of high standards made it difficult sometimes.
I've heard him practicing cello like during orchestra, and it's just like, wow, I kind of suck compared to him. I want to get better. So yeah, like he makes me want to get to a better level of playing. Plays cello like a maniac.
So I guess I feel like it's a lot of work and it's fun to play all the music, but the initial goal was kind of lost. Yeah.
Like, everyone I've talked to about marching band says that it's the best thing, and now that I'm in it, I have to agree, and I'm so glad I joined.
I was riding to school after submitting an application to play in a concerto competition, which I later totally failed at. And on my way back, I ran into Dean at an intersection, and he shouted across to me that I was going to be a drum major. And I wanted to believe him, and I pretty much did, but just to make sure, I also like sprinted to school to check the list and see.
Well, I just kind of knew I was going to go into marching band because my brother had done it and it looked pretty awesome. I didn't know a lot about marching band because my brother was here about a decade ago, so not up to date. But it was fun anyhow, so stuck with that too.
Like, people don't really understand how much time and commitment is put into marching bands and orchestra and like all these music activities, because instruments aren't easy to play, especially when you're like marching also, which makes it even more difficult.
Well, he does pretty much everything on the field. Being a drum major, he does set up take down. He leads the band, he marches with us from time to time. He plays the music, probably less than he would like to. But yeah, he does basically everything.
Yeah, he helps people's marching. He plays with the, well, not plays with the metronome, but he like does the stuff with the metronome so we can march in time. Like he's helpful in terms of marching because he knows what he's doing.
So, first of all, I'm programming the metronome, which, small task as it sounds, is kind of a you have to mathematically spell out these abstract concepts in music, like a retardando, which is slowing down. You need to figure out exactly how many beats per minute you need to slow down per beat, which is really weird. Conducting, obviously. I mean, I'm trying to inspire people with it and, you know, do whatever I can with this very basic motion to show them how the music should be.
He has an extraordinary work ethic, which is a good thing, and he's gotten more accustomed to relating to people with it as the years have gone on, so now it's more of a good thing than it used to be. Financially, it's always been expensive to do any of the stuff that we do. I think fundraising is usually very successful, but if we had to operate on 16,000, no, I don't think we would travel nearly as much.
I've basically just been involved in either playing or conducting for the majority of the time, not doing a lot of other things. And when I did try to do selling stuff, you know, getting people to buy the coupon books, actively approaching them, I always felt really awkward and like I wasn't getting a lot done. How we make so much money is a mystery to me, probably because I'm not the one actually making it, and we have other people doing that, and all I'm doing is taking care of the music.
I don't know many of the freshmen, but I can see them liking him. He's a good guy. He's very good at leading people, and so freshmen who, like everybody who gets to high school, want someone to look up to. He's a good role model.
I'm also just trying to like help the freshmen feel welcome. I think I have like 10 or 20 poke wars started with them. They're getting really intense, and stupid as it sounds, I think it makes them feel better. And I'm playing 3 instruments this year and doing 2 kinds of conducting instead of just cello and marching band. And hopefully become a little more easygoing. Orchestra. New Century Chamber Orchestra is like this full-on professional orchestra made up of only basically the Bay Area's greatest string players. I had hopes of it. I didn't really think it would happen either. It's fun to try to do that, so that gives me the energy and the happiness to make it almost real.
This has been a message from the Enforcer. Tune in next time to hear him say,
What? Sarcasm.
exactly. Don't tune in next time.